have to see what feeds my ego. You have to fight against that. Laziness feeds my ego. Doing whatever I want feeds my ego. Hanging out with the people that they're not reminding me about my spirit, about my Allah and my Prophet. 24 hours, I'm spending time with them. That feeds your ego. Then you're going to understand. You see how much thinking, how much homework you have to do? This is Jihadul Akbar. This is the biggest, the greatest jihad. Because it is fighting against your ego. Then you're going to see what starves my ego. What starves it? You are out there, you're in the dunya, you're saying. What starves my ego? What is it that my ego hates doing? My ego loves to do what? Do the opposite. My ego just likes to sleep 24 hours. Do the opposite. My ego likes to be on that internet. Just nonsense going on, and I can't stop myself. Do the opposite. Once you do the opposite, then you're nourishing yourself. Then you're going to look step by step. Who are the people around me? Are they feeding my ego or are they feeding my spirit? They're feeding my ego. Stay away from them a little bit. No one, in reality, on the Day of Judgment, they can say to Allah, you left me alone. No one. You didn't send a prophet to me, you didn't send a saint to me, you didn't send a salihin to me. No one can say you left me alone. No one can say Shaitan is to blame. No one can say that. Because at the very least, Allah has given us aql. Intelligence. And that intelligence, in tariqat, you're supposed to use that intelligence. It's not magic. When you use that intelligence, then your faith, your modesty comes, and the power of Allah comes with it. When you don't use that intelligence, when you're just dependent on miracle, you say, you know, I tried everything which you didn't try. Just give me a dua that I can make. Or let me give you a couple of $100. You make a dua for me and just everything is going to turn just way like that. It never has happened like that. It will never be like that. Someone who promises you that is like you're going to a drug dealer and they give you something, you give them something, you'll be happy for a while, then you're hooked. But you go down after that. And they continuously, you're going to continue. You understand? So, well, after 5 years, 5 years, by hook or by crook, you got here. Now, can you tell me that it was so impossible that definitely I have to wait another 5 years to come here? Can you say that? No, you cannot. No one in their right mind, which in reality Allah has put that intelligence in us. No one with a little bit of humanity can say after they commit a wrong action to say, I feel good after that wrong action. There is nothing there that is wrong and there is no measure of guilt in that. Even a person who drinks, an unbeliever who drinks too much, he will wake up, Allah has given that one a headache. To wake up and to do what? What does he do the next day? He regrets. And regret, it is a very important part of tawbah. He says, what did I do? I shouldn't have done that. That in itself is a mercy. That you're not saying, oh, I had a great night. You regret. Allah has put that. Whatever wrong that we're doing, Allah has put that regret. I shouldn't have. And that regret is very important in tawbah, in cleaning yourself. Because if you don't have that regret, then you're challenging Allah. That time your faith is gone and your humanity is also gone. That time you don't see. There is no difference between right and wrong then. Everything is just pleasing me. So you cannot say now, yeah, definitely, oh, it was so difficult, I have to wait another 5 years to come. Because everyone, when they're doing something good, you know it is good. When you do something bad, you know that it is bad. And usually when it takes you a long time to do something good, you sit and you say, what was all this fuss about before that is so difficult for me to do this? I'm doing it right now. It's so nice. It is so easy. Of course, after that, shaitan plays tricks on you. Your ego will put certain sat in front of you and you find it more difficult to do it. The next time you can do it, it goes around and around until what? Until you decide to break through. Like what Shaykh Effendi Shaykh Maulana is saying. You have to fight against your ego. The first time you're fighting against your ego is going to be very difficult. So many people, they don't understand. What is it? We had a question before. Somebody asked, what is the ego? You cannot now look at that person and say, what, you don't understand what the ego is? No, because we didn't understand when we first came to. Or we're confused. What is the ego? What is it? And now it is very clear to us. First time you try to fight against the ego, it is like the rocket that is taking off. You have to use so much force, so much energy just to fight against the gravity to take off, correct? You're not going anywhere, you're just fighting to take off like this. So much energy, so much energy, so much fighting you have to do. But after a certain distance, it gets easier. After a certain distance, you can even turn off that engine because now another kind of gravity is pulling you. And when you come to that part there, you have to make a decision. Certain things you have to leave behind, you know, just like that rocket. Certain things you have to leave behind. Usually, most things you have to leave behind that you thought were very important in your life. Then you just take what is the most important, and that will see you through. You start sailing. You start flying, going up. These are the steps you have to take. But you cannot say, I entered the tariqat, oh, I'm just going to turn off and I'm going to say, no, it doesn't happen like that. That means you're not understanding your ego. If you're not fighting against it, you don't understand. You're underestimating your enemy. You know how dangerous it is to underestimate your enemy. And the ego, it is the most dangerous thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ever created. It is the biggest enemy. If you don't understand that, you cannot fight it. And our enemy is very tricky. Hundreds and thousands of tricks and traps of the ego. You think you finish from this part, but this part it is coming. You think I'm no longer arrogant, but laziness comes in. You think I'm no longer lazy, but arrogance is there. How are you going to learn all of this? All these things is not just something you're going to read and you're just going to think, okay, that's it, and then you're going to watch some stupid video on YouTube. This kind of training, it has to be, people are sick. And if you understand that you have a very severe sickness and you have to be in the hospital, you cannot be outside of the hospital. If you're in the hospital, they're going to hook you up to machines 24 hours. Any change in the situation, there are people who is going to watch that. You can disconnect, but you're not going to get well. You can say, I don't want to be in this hospital, I'm going to be outside. You can, but you're going to get more sick. So you need to be in the company. This is how you need to be. You are not in the company. You say, I cannot, life is like this or like that. You think Allah, the one who put you in that kind of situation that we say is difficult, Allah never puts us in difficult situations. You think Allah also will not put us in an easy situation. If your intention is correct and it is strong enough, He will open the door. But so many people, they're blind. They don't understand Allah is opening the door too. There is a door. There is a door. Rush. When the door is opening, run to go in. Inshallah, may this door never close to us. We are very weak. We are very dirty creatures. You and me. And we make mistakes all the time. But may Allah never separate us from our Shaykh and his Jamaat. This is what our tariqat is based on. Association. This is the meaning of the association. inshallah, in this holy month, we want to be in an association where even if we are separated from everyone physically, they are still here in our heart, because we've cleared from our heart from any other thing, and we've put that holy association there. We've put our shaykh there. To do that, it takes some time though. It's not just something that you can just snap your fingers and it's going to happen. May Allah make it easy, inshallah. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This much is enough, inshallah. We still have some prayers to do. I will see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.